Okay, good afternoon, students. So today we will learn about correction of error. Okay, I purposely make this video for you to review at home. Okay, just directly we can see this one. So the correction of accounting error. This is the same chapter with our trial balance. So take a look for this one. Okay. In here we try to fix the mistake error that we already made, right? So for the reason, we need to know first if there is something wrong, and then we know what is the right entry, and the third step is to make the corrected entry. Okay, so correction of accounting error. First, we already learned about reasons for accounting error, situation of where accounting error can take place, prevention of accounting error, and identification of accounting error. This is the most important one, the identification of accounting error. This will be appear in our quizzes. So remember, there are two kinds of error. The first one is error that cannot evac by the trial balance. It means the total of our trial balance still the same, but somehow there is some error. The second one is error that evac the balance of trial balance. We can see directly the total debit and the total credit is not the same. So for the reason we need suspense account. This is a temporary account that we need in order to make the trial balance the same just for temporary. There are some reasons for accounting error. In maintaining record is error of omission or commission. Omission means wholly omitted in the book's error of commission. And lack of knowledge, there is some reason, maybe because we're not really expert at accounting. Carelessness, this is very important. We already know the knowledge, but we just careless about that one. And the third one is proud. We are make this one purposely, intentional changing, not recording, and making additional entries. So this is the kind of things that you can put angels because of this. Okay. And there are some situations of where accounting error can take place. The first one is from when recording in the prime entry books. That is, during entries are made, when balancing off, and when transferring to the ledger. The next one is when transferring to the ledgers. So during the entry made and at the time of balancing. I mean, we can find out on our trial balance. And there are some prevention of accounting errors that we can take. The first one is recruiting, checking and supervising frequently, and by providing proper trainings to employees. Okay, so this is the most important one. Okay, identification of accounting error. So error can be divided into error that cannot evac by the trial balance, and the second one is error that evac the balance of the trial balance. We will learn this one by one. Okay, for error that cannot evac by the trial balance or cannot evac the statement of financial position, there are like 6 types of debt. Error of omission, commission, principal, compensating, original entry, and error of complete reversal. We will discuss this one by one. The second one is error that evac the trial balance. We can see that the total of debit is not the same with the total of credit. The reason for them is first, incorrect totals in an account, maybe some carelessness, recording only one aspect of a transaction. For example, we only record the debit side, but forget to record the credit side. Obviously, the balance is not equal. The third one is using different figures for debit and credits. Okay, let's talk for this one by one. So error that cannot evac by the trial balance. The first one is omission. Omission of a transaction from the books, or sometimes we call them as error of omission. This means transaction is entirely omitted from the books. We just forgot to record the transaction. To rectify, record the double entry of the transaction in the ledger. Okay, so for example, telephone bills or telephone expenses, let's say this is $5,000 paid by cash, has not been recorded. We didn't put anything, debit or credit. So how to fix that one? Of course, we try to record them. Telephone bill expense increase on debit side. We put on debit side 5,000. Whenever we are paying by cash, that will be make our cash decrease. Cash decrease, we are put on the credit side. So this is the corrected entry that we need whenever we are found some error of omission. Very easy, right? Yes, of course, the first one is very easy. Now we go to the second one. Okay, what is the difference? You just put C in front of. So this one is error of commission. Don't forget the C. So this is the error that we can find. There are correct amount is entered, but in the wrong account of the same class. Okay, remember the error, the amount is correct, but we are put into different account, but still at the same class. Let's jump to the example. For example, on 31st January 2018, it was discovered that a sales of $36 to M. White was right entered in the account of S. White. So M. White and S. White. The right entry is M. White, but you are wrong. You just write it on the S. White. So it's different wrong. Different account, but even though they are different, they are still at the same class. Both of them are trade receivable. Remember how to generalize transaction, right? So the right entry is supposed to be on 31st January, it was discovered that a sale. So whenever sales increase, we put on credit side, and M. White on debit side, 36. This is the right entry. Instead of write M. White, we are put S. White, the same number, 36 on debit side, and sales on the credit side. Right? We already find this is the right entry. And this is one, the wrong entry. Now we need to correct it. In accounting, if you want to correct something, we cannot directly just delete the previous account that we already entered. No, we cannot do that. We need to put another corrected entry in order to fix the transaction. So how we will make that one? So for that reason, we need to put M. White appear. So we do write M. White debit side into the debit account, and we need to delete this S. White on debit side, we put on credit side. So this is the correct entry. M. White $36 on debit side, and S. White $36 on credit side. So very simple. Whenever you want to add, let me see. Whenever you want to add, let's put it here, and whenever you want to add debit account, just put them into the debit side. But whenever you want to deduct or to delete debit account, you need to put them on the opposite side, which is credit account. So this is how we are making. Or whenever we want to add the credit account, we put them into the credit account. Whenever we want to delete or deduct the credit account, we just put them into the opposite side, which is debit side. Okay, that will be for error or omission. The other things that we can identify is they just put different name. Okay, that will be for the error commission, either on the trade receivables or the supplier's account. Sometimes we call them as trade payables. Okay, The third one is error principles. Okay, what's the definition of that one? Error of principle is error as a result of not following the basic principles. We just don't follow the accounting principles. Okay, for example, purchase of furniture worth, let's say this is $10,000 has been debited to the purchase account. So remember, whenever we are purchase of furniture, the right entry is we put on debit side and asset account. We do write the furnitures because only goods purchased with intention of resales are recorded in the purchase account. Since we are purchasing furnitures, not the goods that we want to resell, we cannot write them as a purchase. No, we must put asset. Okay, so this is the wrong because he didn't know to make that one. Okay, for example, let's go to this one. So if I put it here, purchase furnitures, the right entry or the correct entry is supposed to be furnitures on debit side 10,000. Okay, and then let's say it's whether it cash, it doesn't matter, 10,000 on the credit side. This is the right entry. But instead of right furniture, you are making this one wrong entry. You are right purchase 10,000. Wait. I think we need to delete. Okay. And then cash on the credit side, 10,000. They put the same number, but it's wrong. So how to correct this one? Remember, see? Okay, see this one? Okay, we need to make this furniture account. That's why we put on debit side. We need to delete this purchase account on debit side. We put on the credit side. So this is the correction of purchase of furniture amount of $10,000 recorded in the purchase account. Okay, if we are we're supposed to write furniture, just make furniture appear on our corrected account. Furniture is asset, right? We put on the debit side. We need to delete the purchase, the debit, put on the credit side, 10,000 and 10,000. That is how you are trying to correct the error of principles. Okay, there are you just put different account with different classes. Okay, that will be error of principles. We go next. The number 4 is compensating error. In here, you just find from the totals. Okay, this is when 2 or more errors cancel each others. Let's go just to the example. On 31st January, it was discovered that our sales account was overcast. Since he is overcast, we need, in order to fix it, we need to deduct the number of sales account. Remember, sales account is credit account. In order to deduct, we put them into the opposite side, debit side. Next one is purchase account also overcast by 30. Overcast, so in order to correct that one, we need to deduct the purchase number. Deduct the purchase, we put on credit side. This is the name of this is the definition of compensating error. We are find 2 or more errors that cancel each others. Too many on the sales, we do put debit side, credit side. That's why the total become balance. Okay, so the compensating error now corrected. Okay, this is how we make that one. Next, number 5 is recording of an incorrect amount of a transaction in both account. Sometimes we call them as error of originals. the correct value of transaction may be overstated or understated due to various reasons. Okay. Original entry, you just put wrong number. I mean, this is the easy way to remember. Order of original entry, you just put wrong number. For example, there are purchase returns among 9,300 to Gayan has been recorded in the books as 3,900. That will become understated, right? Supposed to be 9,000, you write 3,000. So how much is the distance? We need to find out the difference. 9,300 minus 3,900. Okay, for that number, we can find out that it's around 5,400. So as both count have been understated, 5,400 relevant account should be recorded by. So it means purchase return amongst two Gayans. We are returning to our suppliers. The original entry is supposed to be Gayan account and purchase returns. Remember, purchase return is credit account. That will be supposed to be 9,300, 9,300. But in order to write down, you are just write Gayan 3,900, purchase return 3,900. So you need to, I think you need to, how to say? For example, purchase return among 9,300 to Gayan. Okay, but we are right this one. So this is the wrong account. This is the right account. So it means that will be understood. We need to add more. So we add Gayan, we put on the beside. We add purchase return, or sometimes it return outward. We add them at the same position. Just put the difference, 5,400, 5,400. Okay, that will be for number 5. Example 2. This is the difference, right? Discount received. Remember, discount received is incomes that will be on credit account. Among 7,800 has been recorded in the book as 8,000. This is overstated, right? So because overstated, we need to deduct them. Okay, deduct the credit account, we put on the debit side, and then in here the creditor we also put on the credit side. How much? 8,700 minus 7,800. That could be 900. So the difference we put on debit side and credit side, put on debit discount received and creditor's account or supplier's account on the credit side. That will be for compensating error. Now the last one. Okay, this is the last one. Error of complete reversals entry. This error occurs when the correct amount are used. So the correct amount are used, but double entry are made on the wrong side of the account's concerns. So we're supposed to put on the debit side, we do put on the credit side. The credit side we're supposed to be put on the credit side, but we put them into the debit side. So kind of like reversal. So for example, on 1st January 2018, it was discovered that the business has debited merchants and credited bank to record the following transaction. So we need to know how to record this one rightly. The right entry for this one is Mason paid the business 350 by check. Let me see who is Mason in here. It was the had been debit merchants and credit. So pay the business. So we are as the business owner on the business side. So Masons is our customer. Give us the money. So the right entry is a bank 3,050 And then that will be deduct our trade receivable 3,050. This is the right entry. But we are record this one wrongly. We are put the business has debit mason. We are put masons on debit side 3,050, and then bank on the credit side 3,050. Okay, remember the first time I tell you that in order to delete, we put on the opposite side. So the first one, we need to undo the wrong entry. So this is the wrong entry. So we are making bank and masons. But if you are put the same number, for example, mason is, for example, mason, we are put them into the debit side 350. But if you put on the credit side 350, that will be make the total of our masons become 0. But remember, we need to put masons on the credit side, right? So for that reason, we need to put them again to post the right entry again with the same number 350, same account, bank on the debit side, masons is on the credit side. Sounds familiar? Sounds same now? Or we can just double them. Masons times 2 becomes 700 on the bank, and masons account, the credit side 700. So this is, if we combine the two entry above, we now post the entry needed to correct the error of complete reversals. So this is how we are trying to correct it. Okay, because of this error of complete reversals on entry. So it's completely, we need to put the right entry and then times to the number. Okay, that will be the last one. For that's the type of error that do not affect the balance of trial balance. Okay, I hope you will be understand so far. One more. The second one is error that affect the balance of trial balance. So there are some steps that we need to do. Okay, find out the difference. So we already know the balance of our trial balance is not the same. So how much is the total debit and how much is the total credit? It's not the same. And then what is the difference? After that, as the reason for this difference is not sure, we haven't know that one, or suspense, write the word suspense account in the front of differences and balance the trial balance temporarily. So we need to make the trial balance temporarily. So the difference, we put the suspense account on that account. Either that will be on debit side or on the credit side. Number 3 is find the reason for differences. After you are find the differences, now it's time for us to correct the entry and delete the suspense account. So we go to the number 4 is rectify the errors using journals entry. Okay, so why is this one is happened? So due to some error, the total of debit and total balance of trial balance do not agree. So this is the meaning of error that affect the balance of trial balance. Now we go to next one. So suspense account, what's the meaning of suspense account? So it is a temporary account, not permanent, temporary, formed to enter the difference of trial balance until the error are rectified, until we find out the problem that make our trial balance is not a balance, it's not equal. So some reasons for disclosed error is omission one entry. So we only put only a debit side, forget the credit side or the opposite. And then recording two different amount, debit is 800, you put on the credit side 9,000, difference. Recording the double entry in the same side of both account, error of casting, balancing, transferring the broker prime into the ledger account, and the last one, error in preparation the trial balance. We just miscalculate that make the trial balance is not correct. Okay, there is some reason for that one. Now it's time for us to fix the error of this kind of error. For example, is omission of one entry. So what that means? Example, telephone bills pay 5,000 entry only in a cash book, but not in the telephone bills. So see the right entry, we should put telephone on debit side 5,000 and then might be cash on the credit side. Instead to write that one, we are record them. We only record the cash book, so only the cash 5,000 on the credit side and forgot to the telephone bill. So for this wrong side, we need to first put them balance. So we are making suspense in here, 5,000. Now the next one, we are going to corrected account. Corrected. This is the corrected. Okay. We haven't mentioned about telephone bill, so we need to add telephone. That's why we add telephone on debit side. And then the cash is okay. No need to delete. Now we know. Now we need to delete the suspense account debit side. We put on credit side. So the corrected entry is telephone bills account on debit side, suspense account on the credit side, 5,000 for each of them. Okay, that's for number one, omission of one entry. Then the second one, this one is recording two different amounts. Let's go for example. A motor vehicles bought for 10, I think this one is 100,000 debit to the machine account of 100,000, but the cash account credit as a 10,000. It's a different one. So the right entry is you are buying a motor vehicle. So both, right? So we must put motor vehicles on debit side, $100, and then cash $100 on the credit side. This is the right entry. Instead of write that one, we are put like this. The wrong entry. We are debited the machine. So motor vehicles 100,000. This is correct. But on the cash side, we are write $10,000. Okay, so we see the wrong side. The credit is understated, right? By how many? We need to put temporarily. Suspense account. How much? So that will be equal. That will be 90,000, right? Because 100 minus 10,000, it will be 90. Now we are going to the corrected. Okay, there is nothing wrong with motor vehicle, so no need to record. All we need to the cash account. Cash account 90,000 is on the credit side. That's why we are put them into the credit side. And then we need to delete the suspend account. The suspend account is on the credit side. Now we are put them into debit side. This is how the corrected entry will become suspense account on debit side 90,000 and cash account on the credit side 90,000 as well. That will be recording two different amounts. Okay. The third one is recording the double entry in the same side of both account. For example, salary payment. So let's find out the right entry. Whenever we are having recorded in the debit side, when we are paying the salary, it's supposed to be salary on debit side 15,000 and then cash 15,000 as well. But instead of write like that, we are put like this. Have been recorded debit side. So salary 15,000 and cash 15,000. So we know it's supposed to be, it's definitely the total debit is become correct. Now we are making the temporary account in order to make our wrong account will be balanced. So that's why we put suspense account on the credit side 30,000. Okay. Now, after we are find out what's the difference, oh, it might be because we forgot to write the cash one. Okay, we just type the one. We already find out the reason of this mistake. Now we need the salary. Salary is correct, so no need to do that. Now we are doing the cash. Cash supposed to be on the credit side, but we are put them into the debit side. So for that reason, we need to put cash account become 30,000, double, in order to make the last balance of our cash account is on the credit side 15,000. And then this suspense account on the credit side we put on debit side in order to delete our suspense account, 30,000. Okay, so that will be for the question number 3. Okay, I hope you will be understand, yeah. Number 4, this will be error in casting, balancing, and transferring of book prime entry books into the ledger. So due to this kind of error, the total of both sides of trial balance will not be equals. Okay, so for example, is 5,000 has been under cash in totally sales returns journal. He say under cash. In order to under cash, so we need to add, right? Okay, sales return has the same meaning. Yeah, sales return is always on the debit side. So in order to add this sales return, because it was under cash, we put on debit side. Okay, and then we need to delete the suspense account. It's 5,000 on the credit side. There will be for error of casting, balancing, and transferring of prime entry books into the ledger. Okay. The last one is error in preparation of the trial balance. So an entry is made only in the suspense account to rectify the error occurred in the preparation of trial balance. Okay, I mean, in here, this is the kind of error that we have find. The total debit and total credit is not the same. So all we need just put suspense account. Since in here, the lower price is debit, we put on the debit side for the correct one. Okay, for example, 15,000, the balance of discount received account had not been extracted to the trial balance. We already know that discount received is always the credit side. It's supposed to be appear, so that's why we put we add discount received on the credit side, and then we add suspense account. So this is the correct entry for number 5. Cancellation of the amount recorded in the suspense accounts due to non-recording the balance of discount received account in the trial balance. Okay. I think this is some question might be you can use to exercise whenever you can find out and then retrieve the above transaction. Okay, thank you all students and see you on next meeting. Bye.